All right.
Ready to?
Happy May 1st. Welcome, guys. Today we're going to deconstruct our forearm plank, and by the end of today's practice, hopefully hold our plank pose for 3 minutes. If you have a block, please get your block, and we're going to get started by warming up our shoulder. As you know, our plank pose is a fundamental yoga and fitness pose. With the plank pose, we get not only 360 degree of our core, but we also work our whole body, front and back body. So it's really important for us to expand our inner body awareness and be able to really feel the touch points of our body and the floor in order to feel unweighted, uplifted, and ultimately feel at ease holding plank for as long as we want to hold it. If you have your block, get a hold of it and sit comfortable on your mat. To start off, we're going to bring the block into one hand. You can rest your opposite arm by your side or on your thigh. And try to relax the shoulders down without over flaring your rib cage. Try to hug the lower ribs down towards the back body. From here, keep your upper arm by your chest, by your rib cage, and slowly start rotating your palm outwards over to the side and draw your palm back in front of your chest. As you go through your movement, try to stabilize your scapula, that triangular bone at the back of your rib cage, staying nice and flat. And what you're working is, you're working with broadening your collarbone. So your sternum is really engaged as you energize your fingertips, holding the weight of the block in your palm and rotating your palms over, outwards, and back into the center. Let's do this a few more rounds. 2 more. Last one. And then release. Bring your block back over to the center, and we're going to switch sides. Bring your block onto your left palm or to your opposite palm, whichever arm you started with. Then allow your upper arm to stay beside your rib cage. Relax the shoulders down, hug your core in, and slowly start outward, rotating your palm, and then back over to the center. As you go about your movement, you're going to start feeling a little bit of a heat built up in your shoulders. So just work with that. Know that your movement is working. Try not to hold too much tension in your jaw, in your shoulders, maybe even in your low back, just letting everything be smooth and effortless. Just 2 more of these. Last one. Then release. Come back to the center. Awesome. For our next move, we're going to use our block. We're going to bring the block into our palms. Then lift your elbows up so that your elbows are about chest level. Then as you draw your elbows in towards each other, they might want to flare out. Try to squeeze your elbows towards the center and not let them flare out, especially as you start lifting your arms up. We're going to slowly start rotating the shoulders to lift the elbows up maybe about forehead level, reaching the block over your head, and then slowly bring your elbows back in front of your chest. Just doing this, keep squeezing your elbows towards the center. Imagine that you're holding the block in between your elbows as well. So not letting your block to fall down, your imaginary block to fall down from in between your elbows either. Let's do a few more of these. 2 more. Last one. Awesome. Then release. Bring the block over to the side. Let's bring our palms together. Again, bringing the elbows onto each other this time. And this time you might not be able to lift your elbows up as high, but just try to build that range of motion in your shoulder blades and lift your elbows up and lower them back down in front of your chest. Deep breaths, shoulders soft. Really feeling the heat taking over in your shoulders, in your shoulder griddles. 2 more. 1 more. Woo! All right, awesome. And relax your arms down. We're going to move on to all fours to massage our wrists. Bring your palms underneath your shoulders and your hips over your knees. Then turn your right fingertips over towards your knees and then maybe lean back with your hips. Extending your wrists a little, getting into a dorsiflexion, maybe making circles around your wrist, and hang out anywhere that feels nice and good for you. Then turn your right fingers to point forward, and we're going to switch sides. Let's rotate the left fingertips towards the body and lean back, feeling the stretch at the front of your wrists, the front of your forearm. A few more back and forth, maybe even side to side movements, tiny circles. And slowly come back over to the middle and rotate your fingers to point back towards the center. From here, just bringing your shoulders to move around, moving your hips around, warming up your core. Start engaging through your abdominal muscles, lifting your navel up, hugging your core onto the back body. And again, massaging the wrists in a different angle this time. And when you're done, come back over to the center. We're going to come onto our forearms to start our forearm plank pose. Bring your palms down onto the mat, and right off the bat, start by gripping your fingertips onto the mat. So sending the energy of the earth from the fingertips up onto your forearms and your upper arms. Let's protract the shoulder blades and lift the shoulders up. So it's almost like a rounding of the rib cage inwards to lift the shoulders up just a little bit. Then hug your belly button up towards the lumbar spine. Then from here, extend your right leg and your left leg back. You can bring your feet together, and as you find your alignment, let's stack the heels over the toes. We're going to start by squeezing the inner thighs on towards each other, engaging the glutes, and try to bring your shoulders also over your elbows, extending out through the crown of your head. And just like the exercise that we did at the beginning of our practice, your elbows might want to flare out. What you want is you want to keep driving the elbows down so that you can maintain that strength across the length of your arms and transfer that strength all the way up onto your shoulders. Start the process of feeling unweighted. Imagine that if I were to poke you on your belly button, you would float all the way up onto the ceiling. Extending your heels away from your crown. And at some point, your body, your mind might start wanting to play games with you. And what you want is you want to build up that tenacity. You want to build that strength, both physically, mentally, in order to endure challenging situations, such as the one that we're going through right now as a society, as humanity. And although this might feel like a challenging shape for you to put your body through, but this is really good for your overall fitness. So think about that for a moment. Then also think about the sacrifices that all our front line workers are putting themselves and their families through in order for us to be able to be on our mat and practice fitness. Our healthcare professionals, our doctors, our nurses, our pharmacists, our grocery staff, grocery store staff, our postmen, all the essential workers that are doing their best so that we can stay home, stay safe. So let's dedicate our practice here and now to our frontline workers. We can do this for them. If they can put themselves and their families through this much of a challenge for us, then this is the least we can do. We're almost there. Holding for 30 more seconds. Keep pressing your elbows down, lifting the shoulders up. Keep engaging through the core. If your body is shaking, mine is shaking too. Let's hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Then slowly lower your knees down onto the mat. Lower your chest down, relax your forehead, bring your palms by your chest, and shift the hips up and back and come into a nice, comfortable child's pose. Rest your forehead down, rest your hips down. If you want to shake your shoulders, shaking your hips around, find nice, intuitive, gentle movements in order to release some of that challenge, some of that pent-up energy away from your body. Move your arms over to the right, and then maybe cross your arms to the center, onto your left side. Let's take a deep breath in. Exhale, letting go. Then take your time and walk your hands back over to the center. Inhale here. Exhale, completely relaxing down. Then take your time and slowly come back up. Excellent work, you guys. You did it. Happy May 1st. See you all next time.